Hello schools. This is Doris Bigler, your STEM coordinator for the district, and I am live here in Antlers, Oklahoma, where we're supposed to get 100% totality. I was hoping to live stream it today so you guys could see it back home, even though you guys should still get a really good view with like about 93%. Right now I'm in Antlers. It should be getting pretty close to time. And it's pretty cloudy. I don't know if you can see behind me, but it's pretty cloudy. But we're gonna talk a little bit today about safety and what we're gonna see and why it's important. So, solar eclipse is nothing else. It's really exciting. It doesn't happen very often to get totality here in Oklahoma. So, why is it important? We're gonna study the corona, which is the outer part of the sun. That's the part where we have the solar flares, and it sends radiation and magnet, all the little magnet fields and stuff to our planet. And so we need to know how to track that and keep our astronauts and our satellites and all of that safe. So when the sun is in full force and it's so bright, it's hard to study that outer part because it's so bright. So when we have an eclipse, we can actually study that outer corona so much easier because it blocks the biggest, brightest part of the sun. So we're hoping today that I get to stream live for you guys the eclipse, but as of right now, it's looking pretty cloudy, and we can't see the sun just yet. So I'm gonna get my protective eyewear because I'm not gonna look at the sun without it. So I'll be right back. All right, so there's a couple of different things. We have our regular eyewear that's, you guys can get, and you got to make sure that it's certified, and I made sure mine's certified. I have that iOS right there. So I know I can use these to look up and see the sun, although right now all I see is clouds, but that's okay. We're still gonna hopefully get to experience it. And I think back in Lawton, actually, you guys have a clear skies from what I'm hearing. So I traveled 3.5 hours for clouds, but that's all right. We're gonna have fun with it. So those are some great eye protection wear. If you have littles like kindergartens or pre-K, and you're worried about them looking above that those glasses, we've created these with just some paper plates, split some holes in them, put those on, and now I'm also protected and I don't have to worry about that. So let's see. Still no sun, it's all clouds here. So I'm hoping that some of those clouds part away and we get to see that eclipse today. If not, I hope you guys get to go outside where you are, and I hope you have protective eyewear, and you're going to get to experience the eclipse there in Lawton. I really hope you do. So I'm still waiting for some cloud to part. As soon as it does, I'm going to switch over, and I have a protective eyewear for my camera, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So just like we have our glasses to protect our camera from getting damaged, I have this filter here for our camera. This is gonna go on my camera lens. So if the clouds ever part and we get to see the sun, I'm gonna put this on and turn it around so you guys get to see the eclipse with me. And I'm gonna use my glasses still because I don't wanna hurt my eyes. So, I'm starting to see, okay, I'm seeing it, so I'm gonna turn it around. So sorry. And the clouds are back. We saw it for a hot second. The clouds are back again, so that's okay. We're hoping. I should have brought a friend with me to help me do this, but that's okay. If you can't make a steak, you can't make anything. So now you guys are not going to be able to see anything at all until the clouds move, because I've got that protective eyewear on now over my lens, and it is so dark that all you're gonna see is blackness unless you see the sun. So, and again, there's a lot of clouds here, so I'm gonna turn it back around. That's okay. Get to see me. I'm not the sun, but that's all right. I feel like I'm a little bit of a bright presence in our life. So if it comes back through again, I'll turn it back around again. But we've got a lot of clouds here. Yeah, so what is an eclipse? So let's talk a little bit about what an eclipse is. So an eclipse is when something blocks something else. So if we say this is the Earth and I'm the sun, the moon is gonna go right there and it's gonna block it. So that way it's gonna cast a shadow across me or across the Earth. So we're just waiting for the clouds to part. Hopefully they do. And you guys get a little bit of a glimpse. You're good. There's lots of people out today. We're at a park in Antlers, and if you can see, lots and lots of excited people gathering to get to see the eclipse. So it's a big group of clouds going right there. I'm just waiting for them to move, because it has already started where we are, and it should be already started there in Lawton. So if you have protective eyewear and you're not able to, see it with me right now because of the clouds, see if you guys can get a chance to go outside or look out a window with your glasses and see if you can experience the eclipse where you are. So right now we are just waiting to see if we can see the eclipse. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it around again and just position it to where it would see the sun, and we will just hold tight until hopefully those clouds will move away. I'm excited. I'm still excited. We still have a good long time before it's fully over. So we still have a chance to get it on video, the eclipse and totality, because it's just now starting. The moon is just now starting to go in front of the sun. So if the clouds were moved right now, just part of the sun would be blocked, and I would see like a little crescent shape in front of it. But as of right now, all we can see is clouds. And those are protecting us from the sun, but also from getting to see the awesome eclipse. So I'm waiting. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it around. I might narrate a little bit, or I might turn the sound off so you guys don't have to keep listening to the sound of my voice. And we can just hope and cross our fingers that those clouds will move it along. All right. a little windy here, but you can see a little bit through the clouds. You can see the eclipse has started. You can see that crescent. The wind is blowing and those clouds are coming back through again. So it's probably going to cover it up again for at least a couple of minutes until those clouds go through. But I'm going to keep on streaming. Let me see if I can do it with this. There you go. How exciting is this? We won't see anything like this again for at least another 20 years here in Oklahoma. So I'm going to open that back up again. And here comes those clouds. And on a regular hot day, that would be a great thing to have, is these clouds to cover up that sun to keep us cooler. But not today. I just want to sing clouds go away. Come back again any other day. All right, while we're waiting on that, hopefully the clouds will turn back around again. We'll come back to me and we'll have a little bit of like questions we got here. So, what is moving? Is it the earth? Is it the sun? Is it the moon? So actually the earth is moving and the moon is moving, but the sun stays still. The sun is the center of our universe, our solar system. It's the center of our solar system, and the earth rotates around the sun, orbits the sun. It rotates on its axis and orbits around the sun, and then the moon goes around the earth. And so it's just on special days, they just happen to line up specifically perfect, so perfect to where the moon will block the sun and cast a shadow. Now, how come that looks like the moon can block a whole sun when the sun is so big? I mean, the sun can hold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Earths. That's so big. And the moon is so small, it's smaller than the Earth. Well, that's perspective. So the moon is actually a lot closer to the Earth. I mean, it's still far away. You can fit about 30 Earths between us and the moon. But it's so much closer than the sun. So if you looked at something far away, and it looks okay, and you put your thumb up and you close your one eye, you can look at it. You can almost, if you move closer and farther away, it'll make that thing larger or smaller, and your thumb could almost even cover it completely up, even though your thumb is very, very small. And that's perspective. So that's how the smaller moon is able to look like it's blocking out this huge sun. So we're still waiting on some more clouds to roll through. Hopefully they will. I'm going to go ahead and switch back and let you guys keep looking at the sky with me. We're going to be sky watchers today. I'm actually at a park today at Antlers in Antlers, Oklahoma, about 3.5 hours away from Lawton. And as you can see, there's lots of people here. This is a pretty small town. Oh, I think the sun's coming. There we go. It's getting further and further in there. Every time the clouds move, I'm going to try to get it and cover it for you guys so you can see it. I am using the eye protection and my camera lens protection so you guys can see it better. And even with the clouds, it's still really cool. We're still getting to see quite a bit. I apologize for the camera moving around. My stand was not working well today. We still have a while until we get to Totality, but I'm going to keep streaming for you guys to be able to see the whole process. And then if you want to come back and watch this later, you could speed up the video time and watch it go a little bit faster. It looks like we are almost at about halfway point for the total eclipse. I'm going to try to settle this stand. Very, very cool. Even with the cloud coverage, we're still getting to see quite a bit. Okay, so we're having some more cloud coverage, but that's okay. We can. The struggle is real, friends. Between the cloud coverage. Oh, I think it's coming back. Let's see. We can see it a little bit through the clouds without the camera lens. But once the clouds are completely uncovered, we definitely have to have that lens back or you can't see anything. It's so bright. But I'm hoping that once we hit totality, I'll be able to take the lens off too, and you guys will get to see and experience a little bit with me of what it feels like at the darkness of a total solar eclipse. We have lots of people out watching today, hoping for those clouds to part. I've seen a couple of different ways people are looking. I've seen some pinhole viewers. I see a lot of the safety glasses. And everybody's out today just hoping to be able to experience the full solar eclipse. If you're watching along with us, we're almost to, looks like about that halfway point. And it's just spectacular. When it gets fully in front of the Earth, between the Earth and the Sun, we're going to be able to hopefully see that corona, that outer layer of the Sun. These clouds have been a bit of a bummer today, but that's okay. You can kind of still see we're getting a little bit of the eclipse there. Let's see if I can get it with the... Should be getting close to totality. There are lots of people here today. Lots of families, kiddos. And we're all enjoying this day together to experience this really awesome event. If you're in Lawton today at one of your schools and you guys actually have access to glasses, I think your skies are actually much more clear than it is here. Ours, we keep catching glimpses as it comes in and out of the clouds, but there in Lawton, oh, that you can see that it's almost getting there to covered. These clouds are playing games with us, but that's okay. I hope that if you're in Lawton and you have some safety glasses that you guys are getting to get out and experience and getting to see at least a little bit of the solar eclipse as it comes in and out of view from the clouds from Antlers, Oklahoma. Oh, let's put the filter back on. Without the filter, with the suns are completely moved, it's just too bright for even the camera lens to see, so we have to put that lens back on. But as you can see, it's getting close to completely covered. A good question for you guys to ask and to figure out is how fast or slow the world actually is rotating or orbiting. Okay, let's take that lens back off again because we have a lot of clouds. I am so sorry about the camera moving so much and a lot of this cloud coverage, but I can't control the weather. I can try to control the camera, doing my best. My stand did not want to cooperate this morning, so I am the stand. I hope you guys are getting to experience this back in Lawton. I hope if you have some safety glasses that you are able to actually go out and see for yourself, because you guys should get close to Totality. And from what I hear, there's not a whole lot of clouds back in Lawton. Here in Antlers, we have quite a bit of cloud coverage, as you can see. Although we are still able to see the eclipse in and out of the clouds. We're getting to see it, and it's getting close to Totality. And you can see, all you can see left is just a little sliver of the light, which is the sun. So as we are orbiting and rotating, we have been moving. And so I have to move the camera little bit by little bit so we can still see. But if you can see, we're almost to completely covered Totality. And then hopefully we'll get to be able to experience and see the corona, which is the outermost ring of the sun. By the way, it does feel like it's getting quite a bit darker here, even with the clouds. And now that the sun is being covered up quite a bit, it does feel quite a bit darker here. If you just started watching recently, you know that we're looking at the total eclipse. We're trying to wait for the eclipse to completely come to Totality. I'm coming to you live from Antlers, Oklahoma, which is about 3.5 hours away from Lawton, Oklahoma. We have a lot more clouds here than we do in Lawton. I came here because this is the closest place to Lawton in Oklahoma where it's supposed to have complete totality, which means that the sun will be completely covered by the moon. Lawton should have about 93% totality, which means they'll still have a little sliver around it and not be completely covered. And so we're hoping to get to see that totality And why that is important and why we study the sun is with those solar flares that we see. Sometimes if you see a picture of the sun real close, you might look like it's hot lava blowing up and coming off the sun, and those are solar flares that send out radiation, and it messes up with our magnets and our satellites. And if we can study it, we can understand when it's going to happen, how far they're going to go, and we can learn so much more from it. So we can't see it very well when the sun is just out because the middle part is so bright. But when we have an eclipse, it covers up that middle most bright part, and then all we get to see is that corona, which is the outer layer. And that's what we're hoping to get to see today, if the clouds will work with us. Make sure if you are going to go outside and view that you have eye protection, and make sure that it is protection that is certified. So if you have the glasses, make sure it has that ISO stamp on it so you know that it is certified and you are safe and you won't harm your eyes. Your eyes are very important. The reason it's getting hard for us to see it is there are a lot of clouds that keep going over in front of the sun and the moon and blocking it from us. So it is getting harder and harder to see. But I'm going to stay here and keep it covered and try to bring this to you as long as I can, hopefully all the way through. As you can see, it's getting really close, even with the cloud coverage. You can see that we're getting closer and closer to complete coverage. I keep switching from the filter to no filter, depending on if we have clouds, because the clouds kind of cover up some of it. So when the filter is on, you can't see anything at all. But when the clouds are gone, there we go. You can see the difference between with the filter and no filter, because now I have the protection of the filter on my camera. And even though a lot of the moon or sun is covered up by the moon right now, it is still very dangerous to look at the sun with your bare eyes. We are just about at totality, and it's so exciting that it's hard for me to cover and let you guys see and hold my glasses at the same time to show you, because I don't want to look up at the sun without my protective glasses on either. But it is very, very close to being completely covered. Let's see. These clouds. Let's see if you can see. There's just a sliver left. And you're about to go into totality. And I want you to see how dark it is getting. This is incredible. I know it's hard to see with the clouds, but we are just at about totality. It's starting to get really dark. I'm going to show you just a little bit around. You can hear people getting excited. It looks like it's nighttime. But we have pretty much reached totality now. This is so incredible. I don't know if you can see, but you can see, there it is, there it is. You can see the corona through the clouds. It's so exciting. Oh, these clouds. And while their clouds are covered, I can just show you how dark it looks. It's like it's bedtime, but it's not. It's only 1:46. How incredible. And it's just so dark right now. The clouds are dark. It's just dark everywhere around us. I can hear firecrackers in the background. People are letting off firecrackers. It's very cool. So sorry, my filter is going off. But you can see in the distance, we have fire trucks. You can hear fire trucks. People are cheering. And you can see, if the clouds will move a little bit, you'll be able to see. We're going to be at totality for at least a couple of minutes because we're not right in the center. We won't have the full 4 minutes, but we still get at least a couple of minutes of darkness and totality. Even with the clouds, it's still an awesome experience. It's still so cool. And I hope where you are in Lawton that you're getting to see it too, because it should be pretty dark there by now too. We're starting to get a little bit of light coming in. but it's still dark, but the light is starting to come back very slowly. This would be a great math assignment to figure out the speed and how much time it takes, depending on how much we move and how fast we're going. I mean, on the other hand, these clouds are very beautiful, but there's dogs barking, but I think that's more for the firecrackers than the actual solar eclipse. It's starting to get bright again. Even though the clouds are covering, we can see, you can see up here through the clouds. It's starting to come back. Now it's on the other side. So that will not occur here in Oklahoma again for another 20 years. So about 2044. I hope you remember where you were on April 8th of 2024 for this eclipse. I was in Antlers, Oklahoma with a lot of cloud coverage. Where were you? Okay, the sun is almost already back. If you're looking in your glasses, it's pretty cool. But there are people already now starting to leave. You still have a good probably 10 minutes of getting it fully, completely uncovered again. But many people came to see Totality, and they got to see it. And so now I think the park is people are starting to load up and head out. I hope you guys got to experience the eclipse today, wherever you are. And I'm gonna switch back over. Whoop. It's so bright now. It's so bright. It was dark a minute ago and it's so bright. I'm so excited that I've got to experience and do that with you guys today. If you guys have any questions, if you just want to tell us how you felt, where you were, what it was like, please, please, please comment, send it to us, email us, whatever. I'm so excited that I got to experience the April 8th, 2024 solar eclipse with you today, and I'm going to go ahead and sign off and get ready to head back to Lawton. I will see you guys back there. Bye. Thanks for joining us today.